Salut à toi YouTube, j'espère que tu vas bien, que tu as bien profité de la dernière VOD qui était un petit peu explosive, puisque je me suis littéralement lâché sur les devs, puisque les quêtes qu'ils ont impliquées à l'intérieur de ce jeu, la plupart sont complètement glitchées et buggées, ce qui donne absolument pas envie de se prendre du plaisir à continuer le jeu. Bien évidemment, je vais le continuer, je vais le finir, mais voilà, ça s'arrêtera là. Right, back to Horizon now. Alors, le temps d'installer. Donc, 4 heures sur cette première session, puis après on verra. So we gotta do 4 hours of first session, then I'm gonna see. Si après dire, si je me mets en run ou autre, ça sera directement dans les textes. Donc on va retourner voir Gaïa, récupérer toutes les infos de tous les autres personnages, donc tous les textes, tous les dialogues, tout ça, puis après on passe à autre chose. So we're gonna go to see Gaïa, get all the infos, all the text I've missed, all the dialogue whatsoever, and that's it. New quest.
Doing this for the team, Eric. Come on.
Alright, let's start with Val. On commence avec Val.
Aloy, everything okay with you and Beta?
Nope.
It sounded like you guys had a, lively conversation.
Okay.
We just had a lot to talk about.
Does this mean she's coming with us to Gemini?
It does. I hope you're ready to rein in the most stubborn AI of all time.
That's what all this was for, wasn't it?
Héphaïstos won't go down quietly.
Héphaïstos is just a program that's lost its way. We are fighting for our survival. I can always call upon the goddess if you're nervous.
Funny. I hope firing off those pulse generators will be enough to distract the Zeniths.
It'll work. It has to.
Always optimistic, huh?
Nah, just stubborn. It's a good quality to have when dealing with you.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah, right.
Any last findings you want to share before leaving?
Not really. Though I've reached a decision.
Oh?
When we put Gaia together, I want to return to the Nora. Spread what I've learned.
Oh.
You think they'll listen to you?
In time, I believe so.
If anyone can make it happen, it's you, Varl. This mission isn't gonna be easy. Hope you haven't been slacking off on your training.
And risk Zoe coming after me? I value my life. At least you found the Omega clearance. That should help.
Wish that was the only thing I found. I knew finding Thebes would lead me to Ted Faro, but I never imagined he'd end up like he did.
How bad was it?
Bad.
He destroyed the world and crawled into a hole after killing those who saved it. If you ask me, he deserved whatever he got.
That he did.
Yes, c'est sûr.
I hope Zoe's not upset. I'm
Just a
distracting
biologic
you from your training.
threat it was.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, before Zoe found a way to fix the land gods, I suggested that when Gaia was fully restored, she could just make new ones.
Well, once we get Héphaïstos, that's definitely a possibility.
That's what I said. but I guess there was something about my tone she didn't like. She got pretty raw, said I didn't understand the way her tribe feels about those machines. Which is true, of course, and the last thing I'd ever want to do is dismiss their traditions. But I was trying to look at things differently. More like you know? To see a machine as just a machine.
Yeah, I guess I led you into trouble there, didn't I?
Not your fault. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Did you talk to Zoe after your fight?
I suffered through a few hours of glaring silence. Then she seemed to move on. Sort of. How do people do this? How do I know if the next thing I say won't blow up in my face? What if an apology is not enough next time?
You give her a stuffed animal?
You're the worst. You know that?
What makes you think I know anything about any of this? You're on your own.
Abandoning me again, huh? Well, if she kills me next time, it's on you.
Yeah, whatever. Do your own job, you're a man.
Once Gaia is back up and running, I expect you to put all your training to good use.
There's a lot of
Seeds
listening.
have been planted. All they need is a chance to bloom. What? I thought that was pretty good. Zoe liked it.
I'm glad you and Zoe found each other.
Don't forget, you're to blame for that.
What an asshole.
What will you and Zoe do if you go back to the Embrace?
I hope she'll come with me. At least for a while. And I'll go with her to Plainsong too. She'll probably want to talk to her people about all this as well. We'll figure it out.
I know you will.
Ah, finally.
How does everyone seem to you?
Anxious, but ready. I heard Katalo ask for Alva's help with his pulse generator. And I know he's been helping her with a few fighting techniques, just in case.
I hope they aren't needed.
Like I said, just in case.
Just in case, huh?
You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them.
Hey, done for Val.
I'm glad you're coming with me, Varl.
Sure there's no urge to run off alone in there somewhere?
No more running.
Ok, pour Val c'est fait, on passe pour la suite. Zo. So much to listen.
Hey, we'll be going after Héphaïstos soon. You good with the plan?
I've already got the location of my assigned cauldron.
Good.
I heard you and Beta had a talk.
News travels fast.
It wasn't exactly a quiet conversation.
There were just things that needed to be said.
A healthy crop to those who clear the weeds between them, as the Utaru say. Oh, I also wanted to give you this. For helping with the land gods. Plainsong is in your debt.
Thank you, Zoe.
You deserve much more for all you've done.
What did I got?
May the land always bloom in your steps.
Elle m'a donné quoi?
And yours?
Ush.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
Try it. I don't know what she said, but it's fine. Gonna listen again? Yes.
Zia stood a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom
Took
in
something
their
to
place.
eat because I'm so hungry.
Despicable.
So basically, we go on everything for the Zenith. On a tout sur les Zéniths, maintenant le reste.
You look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from our ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility.
I see.
If we fail, it was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about. Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are today. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them, even as holograms. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia.
I know her
used
voice,
many of
but I
them as
don't remember
inspiration for her machine.
which character.
Her memory honors them.
Let me check. The voice actress. Voice actress. Karen Strassman.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from. Like you've done here for us.
Ah, Erika
Maybe
Lindbeck.
one day, more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds crowded, but nice.
So, who did she dub? She have a beautiful voice. She's beautiful too. Oh, she's still young.
It looked like you were working on something over there.
Just checking up on how well the land gods are doing, now that they've healed. And to think some people thought I should have given up on them.
Already said I was sorry.
Your friend thought it'd be a good idea to replace the land gods with new machines when Gaia recovers.
It wasn't.
The land gods have taken care of our people for generations. They are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they're just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
Hey, what? She's ready from this game? She's Xion from Tales of Iris.
Read anything interesting
C'est
lately?
Xion?
I found out the old ones use
Nah,
leaf
I don't
infusions
think it's
like
not
the
possible.
Utaru do. Tea,
Ah, yeah.
they call it.
Maybe she is because I
Apparently
have the
helps soothe
Japanese
them.
voices.
That and some sort of scented
Ah, c'est
wax
sûrement
they
parce que
use
j'ai
to
mis les voix japonaises, moi.
cleanse their aura. Plus something called bubble baths. Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the nerves.
But there's nothing on the horizon. That's weird. There's nothing on Earth for horizon.
Learn anything interesting lately?
Il y a un seul pour horizon, c'est
There's
bizarre.
been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like storm birds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those stormbirds in line.
No, I was wrong. Not the same person. It's Erika Luttrell. And done a lot of us in Fallout. Lego Batman. Yeah, okay, why not? Uncharted. She did a voice. Lightning Return. Lot. What's the most famous one? Let me check faster.
I assume you've been looking into Demeter now that Gaia's merged with it?
Yes.
Alright.
It's been
Video game, let's
humbling
see.
to know
Dishonored,
that the seeds
Apex
I carry in this
Legend, and
pouch
Horizon.
came in turn from the seeds saved for Demeter in the old world.
I may be Apex.
It gives me hope that the cycle of life will prevail now, just as it did before.
That's strange, she don't have a huge carrière. Elle a pas une grosse carrière, hein, honnêtement. That's weird though.
You look like you have something on you.
We're going to, but it makes fighting for, if we fail,
Helps to know you.
for a moment.
I don't know what.
Ah.
Have you met our new Quen guest yet?
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new focus. Though when he told her she was free to access all the data we have here,
Yeah.
she turned so pale I thought she'd faint on the spot. We showed her to the archive room so she could see for herself. She hasn't left the place since.
That sounds like Alva. Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yes.
Are you serious?
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He
What?
called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer around. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. For now. Next time he's going down like a load of boar dump.
Ooh.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
Is there anything I can help with around here?
Hmm? Oh, no. We're doing fine.
Are you okay?
You and Varl have been friends for a while.
Yeah.
I like to think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw.
I can confirm.
She could be pretty harsh at
Je peux
times.
confirmer clairement.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
Well, no wait. Nah, not a Greek carrier, but whatever. Yeah. Fine.
You ever play that board game Aaron set up?
Strike? I'm the one who gave it to him.
Eh?
I was hoping it'd distract him enough to spare us that ruckus he calls death metal.
Ah, there we
No
go.
such luck.
So now we know death metal. Alright.
You and Varl doing okay? Training, I mean.
We're doing fine. Although I admit it'd be nice to take a small break from studying, just the two of us. But then who'd look after Erend?
There's always Katalo.
Leave a loud Oseram with a brooding Tenakth. What could go wrong?
Uno. so much to listen.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat.
Ah,
A
yeah.
must-see battle between steel and flesh, as
Ça
Aaron
existe
likes
pas en
to
France ce
think.
truc-là, mais
You'd think we have
au
enough
Japon
of
et en
that
Amérique
going
c'est
around
très
as it
célèbre.
is.
Right.
How to go with the chorus after we fixed the land gods?
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend. I thought Fane's eyes would pop out of his head.
Eh?
But of course they had no choice but to take it as good news, even if it meant all their preaching about meekly accepting our doom was exposed as rot. To be honest, I found the conversation to be highly enjoyable.
I'm glad. You deserve it. They're lucky that you never gave up on saving them.
Uh-huh. Okay, done.
I should go.
As soon as you intend to leave for Gemini,
You'll hear about it.
Alright, tout done. On en a déjà fait 2. Incroyable. Maintenant, Death Metal. Death Metal Boy. Can't see it. Yo.
Hey, I thought I'd check in before leaving for Gemini.
Are you sure we shouldn't be checking up on you? Whatever went on between you and Beta sounded intense. Not that I'm judging. Forge knows all the screws flew loose every time Erza and I fought.
I think we'll be fine from now on.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, good.
I discovered an Oseram militant group. They call themselves the Sons of Prometheus. It looks like they're the ones overriding machines for the Tenakth rebels. They're familiar with ancient tech, and they're as anti-Karja as it gets.
So, last year we stopped Durval and his cronies from blowing up Meridian in retribution for the Red Raids.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me we have another group of Oseram trying to wipe out the Karja with an army of machines and bloodthirsty Tenakth?
Pretty much. And they have focuses too.
Well, that's just great.
I found out who's running them. A woman named Sarah. Does that ring any bells?
Oh no. Remember how Durval had a band of freebooters that retaliated against the Karja? She was one of them.
What?
First female tinker in the claim to run her own forge. But when her family got killed in the Red Raids, she went bad. Real bad. I thought she was dead, though. Taken out by one of Murad's guys.
Well, she's not. And she wants revenge against the Karja. We have to find out where she's operating from, and stop her.
Way back, when we first met. You came looking for me in Meridian because you detected Olin's focus with yours, right? And there's a chance Sarah's getting some of her supplies from the claim. The only way she'd get those is if her lackeys smuggled them through barren light.
Well, their focuses would make it easier for them to evade guards and patrols.
But if I'm there waiting for them,
You could scan for their focuses. Pick them out from the crowd.
if an Oseram's wearing one of these, they'd have to be a part of that Prometheus group.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been known to have those once in a while.
All right. I'll keep tracking her people out west. You let me know if you find anything in Barren Light.
We'll find her. We have to.
I like your circle.
It's thugs like her who murder my
It
sister.
rained that. Oh.
You should know. Silence is involved with the Sons of Prometheus.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
the one who gave them the override tech to begin with.
Why doesn't that surprise me? That's probably all part of some master plan, huh?
At least we know we're good at wrecking those.
Damn straight.
Okay, done. Next.
You look tired.
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Erend. After we get Héphaïstos, we'll be taking the fight to the Zeniths. So, no more reading.
It wasn't that bad. Not really. Besides, going through all that data helped me realize something. You know, the soldiers, the ones that fought the Pharaoh machines so Gaia could be built, they were fighting a battle that couldn't be won. Not with all the weapons in the world. I think most of them realized that, whether anyone said it or not. They still did it, though. They bought time for all the eggheads working to save the future. Our future. As long as I can do that for you, I'll consider myself a success.
Thank you, Erend. I'm glad you're with me.
Okay, enough. I'm gonna get emotional.
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those holos.
Yeah, maybe.
Bet you're used to that focus by now.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish all the other data was as easy to deal with. Now, to be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there. And then the other half reminds me, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Make myself useful.
Just give it time. You've been looking at any interesting data?
Yeah, I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back. And she found the mother of all forges.
Huh?
They called it sports.
Oh my gosh.
Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
Right.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine.
Huh?
Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in storm. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
What a miss.
I made a new friend while I was getting ether.
Yeah, I've seen him. Catalo's a broody fella. You do know the cards just say these Tanakh drink people's blood?
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
Boom.
How are things going around here?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me earlier.
So I hear.
I made one joke about how they, eat grass a lot.
Ah.
How does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach anyway?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah,
It's
well,
called Sarad.
I wasn't expecting her to be that fast.
Just try not to get hurt. Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. Hey, with everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my
Brew?
sister always said, anyways. Hey, you're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time.
You call that brew, not beer? Oh, that's strange.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. Metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
Okay.
How are things with Catalo? You still scared of him?
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I asked if it'd be interested in playing a game of Strike. I had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it.
I mean, that's a good player.
Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means. And I'm not putting Varl anywhere near that stuff after that victory party in Meridian.
What about Catalo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
Ouais, ça match.
What's wrong with your shoulder?
Yeah, it hurts a little. Yeah, maybe a lot.
What'd you do?
Well, I tried to arm wrestle with Catalo.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't such a great idea.
I was just curious to see if that new arm of his was as strong as it looked.
Ah, damn
Turns out
idiot.
it really is.
Il est con, lui. C'est un bras mécanisé, le truc.
I should go.
That same here. I got a date with a cauldron to prepare for.
Aïe! Free of them. Allez, 3 de fait. Il y en a encore 2, je crois. Plus Gaïa. Tout Van Gaïa. Hein?
All over the world, too. Anytime they want it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like that. I wouldn't want my Aunt Alga knowing she could just talk to me every second of the day.
What a mess. And game glitchy again. Bon, le jeu glitch encore, hein, comme d'hab, on a l'habitude maintenant. T'as les Américains qui ont taillé Guerrilla Games sur le jeu. Oh la vache, ils en ont pris plein la gueule. Vraiment plein la gueule, ils en ont pris. Ah bon, mérité.
Data corrupted.
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there. Returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaïstos, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
So much.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector. Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything
Okay.
about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviners haven't recovered.
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
Yeah. Ça doit pas ressembler à l'espèce de légume qui était Dead Pharaoh à la
Your new focus?
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
Yeah.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess.
Effectivement, oui. C'est quelque chose là.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
If you need anything before heading out to the cauldrons.
You have nothing to worry about. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI. I've even received
Je dirais pas la même chose pour les IA ennemis en tout cas.
Succinct
Not gonna say the
combat
same thing
advice
for
from
enemy
Kotallo.
AI, huh?
You know, in case the Zeniths show up.
What kind of advice?
He, told me to run.
For now. We'll even the odds soon enough.
So much.
Anything new around here?
Kotallo showed me the schematics for his new arm. I recall reading about robotic limbs within the Legacy, but I never thought I'd see one in action. Technology like that would be treasured back home. Think of what it could do for injured workers or soldiers. But
Yeah, si seulement c'était pas
knowing the
ici.
Imperial family, they would use it for different purposes. Their own.
replacing body parts as they grow older. Like the Zenith.
Exactly.
Okay. What? PDG.
You
CEO.
said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help
Such a
the
moron,
tribe
so.
and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Faro, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Faro spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Faro, a renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
Hi.
The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
Not so far for 2040. Just a few years.
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners, peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
That sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Besides,
You said the
Power.
expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse, but nothing improved the CO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door, and more convinced that the title of CO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CO became was a complete perversion of what principled diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right. Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
Alright then.
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
This place.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No.
The place we found.
Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway, if we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Yeah.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Yeah, I
Thank
need a
you.
coffee. J'ai besoin de café d'urgence surtout là. Goodbye!
I should go.
Yeah.
Of course. Before you do, is everything all right?
Oh.
It sounded like there was an issue with Beta and the mission.
Oh yeah, I
Not
need to talk to
anymore.
Beta too. Ah, il va falloir que je
We
parle à
just needed
Beta.
to talk some things through.
Yeah.
To understand one another is to
Beta.
embrace truth.
And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms.
Hello?
Aloy, are you well?
Had a bit of an issue with Beta.
Put your
It's
goddamn
better
arm,
now.
damn it!
Ah, I'm not surprised.
Really? Why not?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply uncomfortable for him.
Did he ever get over it?
In time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat challenge.
Ah. Well, at least I avoided that.
Holy cake.
I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that.
Ah!
When we were at the bulwark, the guard said something about the wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the cool route. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the cool route. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom. And the awe
Is that a
it must have
skyscraper?
inspired.
On chute libre, je pense.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best martial. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
Put your goddamn arm, please.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Okay.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Okay.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the cool route?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Bro, don't be like this.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Héphaïstos, it will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Pharaoh piece of shit made this.
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of our fight with the Zenith Spectres. I had never faced machines so fast and agile before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Must be strange, seeing everything through a focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
Okay.
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more color.
Huh?
Duly noted.
Bro, don't make pink.
Anything interesting happen while I was away?
I found an acceptable place to practice with my blade.
Oh, and where's that?
Outside, above the base. There's a nest of sunwings that are always up for a fight.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would defeat the purpose of the training.
Yeah. What an idiot. Yeah, they good training to kill me. Yeah, of course. Idiot.
Found anything interesting during your training?
Gaia told me where to find data on how wars were waged in the old world. I knew the 10 fought against machines, much as we do now, but it seems they were among the last of their kind. Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of greedy leaders, as they vied for lands and spoils. At least the Tanakh have the courage to put their lives on the line when conflicts arise.
There is nobility in that. But maybe we just need fewer conflicts in the first place.
Yes, of course. Hikaru would have it so as well.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by a mistake.
Yeah, man.
A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris and pointless death.
That about sums it up. Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tanakh. I am always ready.
Is that it?
Getting Ether out of the grove made for quite a spectacle.
C'était juste ça.
One that
vraiment.
showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path, for it is now blessed by the 10 themselves.
I'm really impressed by the face making of this game. Okay, but that's something amazing in this game is the realism. Yeah, just that. I'm impressed.
Anything else you've been looking at with that focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The Old Ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
I don't remember that face, or whatever. Je ne sais pas d'où ils sont ça, mais apparemment... Ouais, il y a plus le bâton de source. Hein.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
Your face is really scary, bro.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Huh?
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present. for
Ghost
me.
member, it's called.
It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Pour faire ça, votre corps détecte le membre, même s'il n'y est pas. On appelle ça l'élément ghost. Ou plutôt le membre fantôme. C'est pour ça que quand vous perdez quelque chose dont vous avez toujours l'habitude d'avoir, celui-ci se manifeste.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing.
Ah, pub pour Twitch. Let's take a little pause, 30 seconds. Twitch pub. Twitch qui a une petite pub. Yeah, I'm so tired. Ok, back from him. Et de retour Twitch. Pas de soucis, je n'ai pas lancé.
What have you been up to?
Varl has asked to learn the differences between my people's clans, so I've been teaching him Tenakth history. It is heavy with blood and death, but also with honorable deeds and vanquished tyrants. Maybe you'd like to hear about it as well.
No.
When our mission is done.
I'd be honored.
Ok, Aloy love blood.
What do Tenakth do to relax? You know, to take a break from training?
We play strike. Your Oseram friend, Erend, is surprisingly good at it, although he has yet to beat me. It helps one think strategically, hones the mind for tactics.
Somehow that still sounds like training.
Interesting.
Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar. Nothing like a Tenakth. Her mind is sharp, that much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me, she's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
She was with me when we attacked Batman.
You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best.
This guy have the same face like my uncle. That's so weird. Il a exactement la même tête que mon oncle. Je suis choqué.
I should go get ready.
I await your orders.
Pour enlever le maquillage et ça donne ça. Alright. Next one is... goodies.
We just need to find the right strategy. Oh, forget it. The man is unbeatable at machine strike.
His people invented.
I'm gonna attack you. Where is Beta?
Try to be optimistic. Try to be realistic. We're terrible.
Beta, Beta, Beta. What the fuck is that place?
There's more stuff in here now. Looks like Alva's and Catalos.
Holy cake. Show some respect.
I am so lost.
I can say yes. Where is Beta? She's in. Jump.
This'll break my fall.
Ouch. Yeah. Hello.
I'm over here.
Yeah, I see you.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I am. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
Holy shit.
So how goes setting up on the merge? Guy and I have added a function that will display a holographic interface to visualize the data stream from Héphaïstos. It should make expunging its malicious code a little more efficient. That's great. Whatever we can do to cut down the merge time is going to increase our chance of success. Good work. I'll continue to search for other ways to speed up the process. But whenever you're ready, I am too.
That.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. That didn't interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted. What else can you tell me about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to get to know everyone upstairs? Oh, a little. I haven't gone up there very often. But Varl comes down here sometimes to talk. At first I thought he only wanted to know about my productivity, but I think he actually wants to talk to me. I think he might even be a friend. Yeah. I think he is. Have you talked with anyone else in the base? Yes, although most of the time I talk to Gaia. Sometimes I even forget that she's an advanced AI. Whenever we have a discussion, she asks my opinion on the subject. I didn't expect that. That's all thanks to Elizabeth. She believed Gaia had to care, not just follow her programming orders. Yes and no. It was Elizabeth's directive, but Gaia thought for herself. Modified her own code. She became her own person. In a way, yes. So aside from Varl and Gaia, who else have you been talking to? Zoe told me how you met after your escape from the Hades Proving Lab. I had no idea you were severely injured. If it wasn't for Varl and Zoe, what matters is they helped me, and I recovered. Right? Right. You said you and Varl talk sometimes. What about? He told me about your tribe, the Nora, and the proving ritual you did. I told him if I was born into the tribe, I'd never be able to do the proving. It'd take a lot of physical training, but I bet you could do it. No, no. I'd be more interested in studying artifacts from the old world. Or the bunker door in All Mother Mountain. Well, the Nora would make you an outcast for that. Well, then I suppose we'd be outcasts together.
What was that reaction? C'était quoi cette
Alva's joined
réaction?
us. Have you two had a chance to talk? She told me she's not allowed to access a lot of the data her people have. Similar to the restrictions I had in my training interface. I told her that if we succeed at Gemini, then once we return, I'll help her search for more ways to help her family. Even though Gaia will fix the biosphere, it'll take time for farmlands to fully recover. So, I want to help speed things up. How so? Bioengineering of more resilient plant strains, novel crop production methods, equipment upgrades. Something that might help in the short term. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. So when you talk to the others, are you calling them over the focus? No, they'll come down here to visit. Like Erend. He's funny. But loud. I wish I could show him the media portal and the data channel. I think he would like the sports hollows. There was one where two people would criticize each other before wrestling to see who was stronger.
Catch.
It was bizarre and violent, but I think Erend would enjoy it.
It's wrestling.
Yeah, you're right. I bet he would.
Jeez.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened? All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A. Did the Zeniths tell you any details? Something that might narrow it down? They said the only thing
Dommage,
that mattered
Jada.
was that they
Il y a
survived.
beaucoup trop de données en cours là.
First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius. Guess they survived old age too. You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that? But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress. Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it. The Zeniths have a copy. So it still exists. And you got to learn from it. Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it. To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating.
A little.
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Her plan almost failed. If I hadn't stumbled upon a focus as a kid, things would have been a lot different.
Sorry. I'm very tired.
I gotta go. All right. Be safe.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Right. Gaia, and it's done. Plus que le Gaia, je pense, et c'est bon. That's a lot of speaking. Oh shit. C'est enfin du dialogue. Bon, par contre, j'avoue que Gaia s'est déchiré littéralement le cul au niveau des graphiques du visage et autres. Là, j'avoue, ils ont fait un truc énorme. Mais bon, ils auraient pu faire des efforts sur le reste. Les graphiques, ça fait pas tout. J'ai dit 100 fois. Ah. Gaia. Non, mais. Aloy, you came to see me? No. Dysfunctional.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm back. So what?
Hello, Aloy.
Yo.
Hey, Gaia. So, me and Beta, I guess you heard what happened.
No.
Yes.
But what?
I am continuously impressed by the complexity of human relationships. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel. I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
The actress she took for Gaia is so
Two heads
sublime.
are better than one, right?
Wonderful.
Yes, I believe so.
She's unique.
Are you ready to depart for Cauldron Gemini?
No.
Or we can continue our conversation, if you
Yeah. Whew. Holy cake, so much. I guess. I can't say what is done or not.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume
Oh.
Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways.
Wyver.
right?
Yes. As your encounter
The subtitle.
amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of
What
robotic
the hell?
signatures. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart.
Indeed.
While we lack the anti-shielding weapon,
Even my pissed out
were
more.
I to absorb Héphaïstos and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal. How'd they figure it out?
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, any challenge can be overcome.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
Ted was trying to make himself immortal. Didn't end well for him.
Yeah.
For every success, there are many more failed attempts. Some more grotesque than others.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the systems designed through him, despite his failure.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. I think Elizabeth knew one of them. Tilda. Did she ever mention her to you?
No. Elizabeth often spoke of her work, or told stories of her mother and her childhood.
Oh.
If she knew this Tilda, she did not disclose it with me. What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over, so they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground.
Yeah. Can't say if it's done.
So, once Héphaïstos has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines. Attack the Zeniths and take them out.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary
Yeah, we
steps
already
to
saw
preserve
it.
life on human life. So yes, I could design, given the nature, I must admit, no matter how
That's good.
indeed.
Indeed. Yeah. That's weird. Some of them are great. Some of these are... this is so difficult to see.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified.
Oh.
As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can.
Okay.
So, Poseidon spent the last 20 years hiding out in Las Vegas. From the data I found, it seems the city had an advanced water reclamation system. Is that why Poseidon went there?
Most likely. In an effort to protect itself, Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where it could access water supply functions. There, buried and encased in a protective dome, it could guard against any threats.
Like 3 Oseram showmen?
I suspect that was not the first time it felt the need to repel trespassers.
Alright. Okay, so it's gray now.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Farrow.
Ted. Guess he got what he deserved.
Yep.
In the end.
Yes. An igneous conclusion to his pathological narcissism, impulsive tendencies, and instability.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density, empowering my overall function. Unfortunately, as we now know they are in the possession of Far Zenith, attaining them in the short term is very likely impossible.
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over the Zenith base. But we'll need Héphaïstos and a bunch of combat machines to do that.
Correct.
Have you been able to make use of Demeter's functions?
Yes. I was able to mitigate most soil conditions and restore a temporary balance. You should notice less rampant plant growth in the area.
Maybe that'll give Plainsong's fields a chance to recover.
Yes. Given that the Utaru's land gods are functioning properly again, I expect the land will yield a modest harvest.
The first of many, hopefully. There's something I'm still trying to figure out. Why was Demeter using flying machines to distribute metal flowers?
In its deranged state, Demeter was defending itself against a robotic swarm that would devour all plant life.
It thought the Pharaoh Plague was still happening?
It feared it would come again. As part of its directive of receding Earth's vegetation, it sought to protect plant life at all costs. And considering it had 20 years to proliferate, I expect you will continue to find the fruits of its efforts for some time.
That's a good thing I have the code to dissolve the vines, then. You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
Yup. Next. Oh shit.
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Right.
So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage.
Oh.
So, she began again, a second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Service Command is useless. Okay.
For us. Are the quakes still happening?
Donc, le creuset est totalement useless. Il sert à rien.
Though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
Let's above.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. Did all that she could. Thanks, Gaia.
Oh.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Héphaïstos enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
Yep.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. So the facility where I recovered Demeter used to be a Pharaoh agricultural research facility. It's where they created the biomass conversion system, but also adamantine wreath. Did Elizabeth know they were working on that?
It is likely she was briefed on other efforts to combat the machine swarm, though her focus was devoted only to Zero Dawn.
That makes sense. But they actually got the wreaths to work. If they've been able to deploy it against the Pharaoh Plague in time...
Using the data you recovered on the project, I ran several simulations and have concluded that it would never have worked. In all scenarios, the Pharaoh war machines would eventually hack and deactivate the wreath before they could contain the swarm.
So Zero Dawn really was the only solution. There was a lot of data in the greenhouse facility about agriculture. Do you think it'll help the Quen fix their homeland?
I will run a query. Complete. The data contains information about novel
Fast.
crop production methods,
Rapide.
which may be beneficial to the tribe in the long term.
But new crops aren't going to save the world. So I guess it's on us.
It is.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city. Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths, at their core, have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up. When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. So I, found Thebes. What do you think Ted would have done if his life extension treatments had worked?
It seems he convinced himself it was his duty to guide future humans. Given the tribal nature of new humans, and his ability to use Omega clearance on the terraforming system, I imagine he would have convinced one or more tribes to worship him as their patriarchal deity.
Okay. Yep, glad that didn't happen.
He burned. So fine.
Aside from Gaia Prime and Thebes, there was one other underground facility that was sealed before the Pharaoh Plague reached it. Elysium. The place where Zero Dawn staff and their families went to live out their lives. Do you know what happened to it?
Elysium was designed to provide life support for 100 years. My data indicates the facility went offline well before then.
Did the Pharaoh Plague find them?
Unknown. My connection to the facility was abruptly severed.
Mine were dead. Bon, écoutez,
So this
m'étonnerait qu'il soit
facility,
plus de 100
the
ans.
Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. As you have reconnected all of the cameras, this room almost serves its original intended function.
With one big improvement. You. I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the biosphere with primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
And for that we need Héphaïstos. It's something to look into later then. So what will happen to this place while we're at Gemini?
All systems within this facility will continue to operate. As Minerva will no longer be masking this location, the facility will be exposed to detection. Though without my presence, it is unlikely to
Non, j'ai
attract
bien fait de revenir en
attention.
arrière, sinon tout était détruit.
Let's hope so.
I've done a good deal to come back and do the dialogue. Because everything should be destroyed. Holy shit.
So now that you have Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon, how's the biosphere looking?
In the local region, conditions have improved. Superstorms have subsided. Water sources have been purified. And soil conditions remediated.
Ah.
These improvements will stave off environmental collapse for a few additional months.
Well, with luck, soon you'll have Héphaïstos. Then you'll be able to fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
Yeah.
So our plan to capture Héphaïstos. Let's go over it again.
As you wish. Thanks to Beta's test, we now know that Héphaïstos will not respond to your alpha clearance.
Which is why I got Ted Pharaoh's Omega clearance.
Correct. While you were gone, Beta constructed the transport rig and pulse generators. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for Héphaïstos. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually remove Héphaïstos' malicious code before the merge.
How long will that take?
Because the work will be split between you and Beta, it will take approximately 4.5 hours.
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths. Sounds like a plan. There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Pharaoh create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a back door to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence, until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue Héphaïstos.
Yay.
How's Catalo doing?
Since his return from testing his arm, he appears to be more at ease with himself. I have examined the arm's fitting to ensure optimal use and comfort. He should be well equipped to face the battles ahead.
Good. He was already a tough fighter.
Yeah.
All this data I've picked up in ancient bunkers and ruins. I guess I never really thought that other people would be looking at it.
Based on my observations, your companions engage quite frequently with this material. Erend has asked on numerous occasions about birthday parties.
Ah, c'est my birthday, by the way. C'est bientôt mon anniversaire au passage, hein. 2 jours. 2 jours, c'est mon birthday party. 2 days for my birthday.
He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Yeah, no thanks.
That is what I predicted.
My birthday. Yay.
Is Catalo getting along with everyone?
Yes, though he prefers to spend most of the time alone. He appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles during the Pharaoh Plague, to aid in the creation of a war map of Operation Enduring Victory. I believe he aims to study the tactics of old world warfare.
I'd be interested in seeing that.
It appears to be a private pastime for him. He has repeatedly declined my offers to assist his research.
How's all of us settling in?
As soon as she arrived, Alva was eager to study the data in the archive. A particular file soon caught her attention. Information about a machine assistant devoted to keeping living spaces neat and orderly. I informed her that once I am empowered with the abilities of Héphaïstos, I may be able to design such a machine.
I'm sure she'll like that.
Yeah.
When I set out to find a way to bring you back, I never thought we'd be here, like this. Among friends.
They have all come a long way with their improvised educations. Varl has suggested that one day we might extend this model to more tribal inhabitants, once the biosphere has been stabilized.
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea. As long as you're the one running the lessons. So, about Beta. I never really saw the difference between us, until now. She's been through so much. Completely alone.
You have both endured many hardships. Different in almost every respect, yet equally remarkable. I like to think of you as two miracles, born of Elizabeth Sobek.
3, then. Let's not forget about you, Gaia.
Oh, more. I think we done everything. Time to go.
Okay, people. It's time to head out.
Let's go!
I'll get everyone together.
Connections in place. Booting up.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice. Errand, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right?
In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator is blinking also.
That means they're working. I'm in position, and mine is too.
Mine as well.
Okay. Radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off. Gaia, let's cage the beast.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
Critical threat detected. Imperative escape containment. Applying countermeasures.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working. It's got nowhere to go.
Capture imminent. Initiating contingency. 30
What's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
It's cracked.
Look!
Engaging autonomous defenses. Directive neutralize.
That means machines are on their way. Get ready.
Here they come.
Alright, let's go.
For I'll stay here. Protect Beta.
Got it.
Oh.
Be careful.
Ouch.
Stay back. Attacking with acid.
Yeah.
Aloy?
Gotcha.
Stay back.
Vas-y, va.
Over here, you.
I don't know how to play game. Oh my. Je sais plus jouer, au secours.
Aloy, get a hand over here.
Ah, yeah. Oh, no. Fucking. I don't have any heal. What the fuck? I'm dead. You fucking son of a. You didn't give any ammo, any heal whatsoever. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. You piece of trash.
For I'll stay here. Protect Beta.
I don't have any
Got it.
healing. What the
Be
fuck?
careful.
Stay back.
That'll keep me on my feet.
Get back.
Aloy? Help!
I'm busy.
Over here, you.
How dare you? Come on. Fuck
Get
you.
a hand over here.
I'm busy. Because some funky dumb shit there put this shit out of my way. There we
Stay
go.
back.
I can't fuck up. Can't see a shit with a piece of shit camera. Bullshit. Yeah, say it. Get a fucking brain to make good camera. Thank you. Get that dead brain. This is so powerful.
Aloy, need a hand over here.
Shut up. What the fuck are you doing?
Draw it away from Beta.
Bye bye. Man, one down.
Aloy! For me help!
Stay back.
You son of a bitch!
Get back.
Get the hell. Your camera is a motherfucking piece of shit, game. Ah, shut up.
Aloy, get a hand over here.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, cake. Oh yeah, I can do a push-up. Oh my gosh. Camera, piece of shit. Piece of shit, piece of shit, piece of shit.
Stay back.
Ah, finally. Oh my gosh. So many fucking trouble with the camera.
Over here, you.
Fucking dead brain dev.
Aloy, get a hand over here.
Shut the fuck up! Thank you. Let me focus. I need to focus myself. Oh my god, I see my beat! Yep, I don't have one, but sorry. Oh my goodness.
Stay back.
I'm gonna die because of the shitty camera.
I needed that.
Golly.
Get back.
Oh, these people are so fucking like, shut the fuck up.
Over here, you.
He's trying to help me so well.
Aloy, get a hand over here.
Fuck you! Shut up! Thank you. Oh, cake. Now let's finish this. I don't care about your order whatsoever.
Draw it away from Beta.
Just shut up. Yeah, rocks of course.
Stay back.
Oh my god, damages. You're dead.
Get back.
Blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Yeah, done. Now shut up.
That's all of them for now. You two okay?
Oh my god, can please someone
Hey, Aloy.
kill this guy to
Héphaïstos
shut
can't
his
escape
fucking
from-
mouth during battle? I don't fucking care about your fucking life. Just shut up, let me do the job, and thank you. Putain, je déteste quand on me parle pendant les combats, ça me casse les ovaires, mais d'une force. Je te parle pas de mon cul, alors tu parles pas de ton reste. Putain, les hommes maintenant, c'est des putains de pipelettes. On finit par nous remplacer à force. Oh gosh, just shut your mouth.
Aloy, Héphaïstos can't escape, but it must have fled
Yeah.
deeper into the facility. I'll drive it back here.
Ah, so now I have to search him. Faut que je retourne aller le chercher maintenant. On va ramener le garçon à la maison. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, hello, you have to do this, you have to do... Shut the fuck up. There. Reset. Ah, j'ai horreur qu'on me donne des ordres quand je sais ce que je fais, bordel de merde. C'est énervant comme tout. Tu sais exactement ce que tu fais, tu sais exactement ce que tu as à faire, mais on te vient de casser les couilles toutes les 30 secondes. Ah, mais tu dois faire ci, oh, tu dois faire ça. T'as juste envie de planter le chip en face. Alright, let's go search Héphaïstos. I guess. There, done. Like this is perfect. Perfect ending, right?
Chase after Héphaïstos. Force it out of wherever it's hiding. Make it retreat to the core.
Yeah. Le bâtard! Fuck you, Héphaïstos! Fuck you! Putain, les coups de pute, c'est bon, quoi. Damn asshole.
Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feed. You should know there is a huge power draw coming from the next chamber. Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there.
Ah, another huge battle coming. I can feel it. C'est encore une grande bataille bien chiante qui arrive. Avec une créature secrète, je suppose. Holy fuck, are you fucking serious?
It's some kind of production chamber. Héphaïstos is up to something, all right? What kind of machine is it trying to build? I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down. I bet those metal carriers will lead me to where it's getting materials from. I bet that's where Héphaïstos is hiding too.
C'est gonna be tough. Ça va être tendu.
I gotta find where Héphaïstos is hiding. Looks like there are a couple of ways I could go. Well, that doesn't sound good. Machines are making a beeline for another chamber. I better follow them.
J'ai un peu abrogé ça, mais bon. Oh, a lot of yellow. Something annoying. Peut qu'il me tire sa position.
Aloy, I've managed to rewire most of the components in the core, but the energy processor's cracked. Without a way to fabricate another, there's no way I can fix it. Okay, let me think. What if you bypass the processor, connect it to the power node? I think that could work. I think it could.
That's supposed to go.
There should be a node you can override near the central platform. Thanks. Maybe I should deal with these machines first. Down it goes.
Ah, come on. You fuck. Wow, so many HP. Camera of shit, don't see. What the hell is this? Bye bye. What the hell is this? Fuck!
Oh, great. More machines on the way. Beta! Hephaïstos has locked me out of the node. Any ideas? I'll see what I can do.
You fuck! Get the hell!
Think fast.
Can't see with your camera bullshit. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? And one more. I'm still alive. Dead. You mother. Damn asshole. You're dead. Bye bye. What the fuck? You get him, Héphaïstos.
This'll help.
What such an asshole you are? Camera motherfucking piece of shit. Return. I know what you're gonna blow. Ah, I don't have any more. Fuck you.
There it goes. We got them all.
Oh,
I
finally.
tapped into the core's network hub. I managed to disrupt Héphaïstos' control of the node. You should be able to...
Ah, this is so shitty annoying.
Thanks.
Vraiment une mission de grosse merde encore une fois. Quelques machines pour donner du contenu, puis ça. Oh putain les gars, mais vraiment. Vous êtes si mauvais que ça. That's difficult to make content, you know? But you don't. Allez, avale ça toi.
It sounds like it fled to another chamber.
Well, I'd better not get comfortable.
Energy containment failed. Saves over.
Là,
Héphaïstos covered the floor with lightning. I gotta find a way over it.
Aloy! More machines keep coming! Please tell me you're getting close!
I'm working on it. I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side too.
I guess Aaron's missing out!
Anyway, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold the cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right? Or some luminous braiding.
And you could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity. I think we can do this, Aloy.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
I should be able to catch a ride on one of those metal carriers.
Yeah. Heureusement que j'ai des équipements bien lourds. Hein. Par contre, on va changer de strat. I'm gonna change something. Oh, lovely.
Alright. I need to drive Héphaïstos out of here.
There should be another node to override.
Got it. Now's my chance!
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Since how you do that? When the fuck you learn this thing? Fucking asshole dev. I can't believe it, they made new attacks to monster. Asshole.
Oh, here we go again.
This isn't good. I'll try to get your access back.
I'm in a safe zone, so that's cool. Alright. Some people are not so asshole. Yeah, done. Yeah, bye-bye. One more? Yeah, you're such an idiot, I can see this. Yeah. It's annoying, bro. Now what? Huh? There's another one. That asshole. Where is he? Okay. How many of them is? God fucking damn it. God damn Dev. You're such assholes. Fortunately, you caught it like a shit, so the spark don't go in this space. More of these. What the hell is this? That's an explosive one. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Where is it?
Extend active matrix filter.
Where the fuck are you?
Override unit.
I guess they're gonna give me a Fender Joe. As a killing machine. What a damn. What the fuck? Bro, I'm shooting the launcher. Yeah, whatever, bullshit.
And there. Node access restored. Now you can override it.
Good.
Good work.
You did the heavy lifting.
Okay.
Okay. Héphaïstos is running out of places to hide.
Aloy? I just registered a huge energy surge
No
back
way.
in the chamber. Something big is happening.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
Oh shit.
Machine Héphaïstos was building. It must have finished it.
Well, it's powerful.
Yeah, and I'm gonna unlock my brain.
I'm almost done with the core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No, Beta. Just stay where you are, okay? Handling the machine's my job.
Okay. Be safe.
Ah, it's gonna be a shitty pain. Most powerful weapon ever made in a game. It's gonna be a pain. Wait, what? Oh, fine. Alright. Time to make a good crisis. Oh shit. Just a good. Ah. Oh yes, the electricity fight. I don't like this shit.
Deploying priority unit S Mark 1.
I should scan it first. Things on its legs are flowing. I think it's charging up.
Sorry for the swearing, but it's true. These guys are just suckers. Not even respecting the work of a dead man.
This plasma's gonna explode in a second.
Fucking asshole. I'm gonna kick your ass and burn your soul. I swear to God. You're my prey now, Garia. Gonna remove your fucking smile out of your bitch face! You wanna provoke me? No problem, I'll take you, all of you. And I'm gonna shoot. Oh my god, this running is a bullshit piece of crap made by a piece of shit. Even Monster Hunter is better. Get the brain, Dev! How to not copy other people work. Listen one. Can't see a shit of the piece of shit mega fucking shit. Oh my gosh. Stop moving, goddammit! Ah yeah, shoot in this place, of course, yes. I'm gonna get the fucking ass and crush it. Crush the fucking head on the wall. To put out all those shitty ideas they got all this time. And break the brain out! This is the best way to save a good game. Eliminate the bad idea. And exterminate the one with it. Best way ever. For saving good video games. Destroy the people behind. We're having only worst idea ever. Like this machine. Eradicate them. You're not difficult to beat. But your devs caught you like a shit. Like all this part of this game. 100% of this game is a real piece of shit. Just copy Dark Souls, yeah, whatever. Learn how to do a rolling first, fucking asshole bitch. Then copy others. And a bitch, you know, with the sun, the sand. Instead of sucking Kojima ass, do better game. Oh my god, these games suck! He sucks so hard! I don't have any potions, so I'm dead. Answer is yes. My cap. Cap. My cap. Oh my god, rolling like a shit! Do your fucking roll. Damn, I'm doing the rolling, but it's like I'm shitting on my ass. It do nothing. Man, even Monster Hunter 1 is better. Oh, fuck. Dev, suck my ass! I have so many annoying problems to beat it because these devs suck! It sucks so hard for the programmation or whatsoever. Oh my gosh. You're gonna die like you're the fucking devil who made you. I'm gonna destroy all of them.
It's done. You did it!
Can you hear me, Garia? You're my next target.
One more note to override.
Good. Stand by.
For taking people like your shit for a game so glitchy like this, you're my target. Titania, got you. Now, learn how to make good monsters with good skills, not a piece of shit like this so easy to beat. Now, let me check. I'm still in super hard mode? Yes. So this game is bullshit. There, done.
No more hiding, Héphaïstos.
Oh my goodness. How can I get so many problems to beat this shit?
Back in the core.
Make sure it stays there. I'm heading back.
It's not even difficult whatsoever, but the rolling is so
of you, Beta.
fucking shit in this game.
I'm glad you came along.
Normally when you do rolling in every game existing in this world, you have a perfect frame of invulnerability.
Right back at you, Aloy.
It's a rule. You have to have it. It's an obligation. But these guys don't even know what is it. So they're thinking to kicking my ass with such a monster who's just useless. But I beat it, and now I'm gonna beat these guys. In 2 months I'll buy a ticket to go to their studio and kick their ass in person. You're gonna see what is my rate price. I have enough money to do the world ride, so not a problem to go in your studio, guys.
Aloy,
Yeah,
the bypass is done.
good.
The core is stable.
Héphaïstos is 100%.
Even the small one was more difficult than the big one.
Now we better get started with the merge.
Même les plus petits étaient beaucoup plus dangereux que le gros. Franchement, c'est une merde, le
Establish the
gros.
link, please.
Done.
Putain, faites un effort quand vous copiez les jeux des autres. Ah, c'est dit, hein, je vais leur botter leur cul en personne. Alors putain de studio, ils vont comprendre ce que c'est de se foutre de notre gueule à nous les fans. Ils vont avoir un 47 bien implanté dans l'anus, ça va leur faire du bien pour les réveiller. God damn it. Alright, nothing personal against them, but I'm gonna kick their ass. For the mistake they've done so hard by treating people for just cow milk. It's like a DDR. Ils font une Dance Revolution ou quoi? Huh? What's this? The birdie! Oh, I got the birdie! Nice. Holy shit.
Well, hello, redundant copy. You've cost us quite a lot of time.
I don't know.
Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're at it.
Ah, this guy's so annoying. I don't think his shield protected.
Ooh!
Get behind me.
Come on! Quit screwing around.
That's a military general.
Having fun, right?
What? You fucking son of a bitch!
Finally. Tilda, get Gaia and Héphaïstos ready for transport. Tilda!
Crush them all one by one.
Hush. All is not lost.
Tilda!
Oh.
What the hell are you doing? Stop her! I can't even see her!
Son of... So this is it, huh?
Beta.
This is the reward you gave me, huh, Garia? By playing with my feelings? I'm gonna destroy all of you made in this game. I swear it! All these goddamn creation bosses and whatsoever. You're my prey now.
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you.
What the?
I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her
Oh,
back
am
on
I?
course after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay.
You saw the Venus? You saw it clearly? I'm gonna crush them. I swear on my guild, I'm gonna crush all of them.
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world.
Is it?
Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain. My favorite pairing on the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master.
That's a Danish
And on the right is a forgery, Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is it?
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
Even that one?
Selene an Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
This thing is a masterpiece
So
in the real
she
world.
is
It cost
sneaking
$1
up
billion
on
dollars.
Or like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying
A
infatuation with
true
him.
$1 billion it
Though the
cost.
two must remain apart, her love will forever burn.
Ces tableaux valent une fortune dans le vrai monde. Ils sont tellement chers que même les hommes les plus riches de cette planète auraient du mal à les acquérir.
This is Rembrandt painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits.
At least they put some heart inside this game, so it's good. Vas for så långa.
A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with
Holy
infinite resources, care about this
shit.
painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune.
A wicked face.
And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
You put your soul inside the painting.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world.
This one is inside a museum. Impossible to sell. Literally impossible.
The Gust. By Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular.
Ah, bon.
Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
This one too? If I remember, it's Romulus and Remus.
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's lidded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Van Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial.
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow. Done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save. Not the least of which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come upstairs and we'll get down to business. Your choice.
God damn it. Je suppose qu'on a au milieu de l'océan.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Héphaïstos, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
Sure.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
Bios focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen
incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life.
Oh.
1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There.
Just a sec. The pub is coming to Twitch. Damn, this is just whatever. We done everything to get things good, fix everything, but no, your best friend have to die. Fuck you, girl. Yeah. Such a stupid choice. Oh, we don't know what to do for the next part, so let's kill someone. Because it's funny. Oh my. I hate when people do such a, how can I say, change or choice inside a game whose the story is already a threat. And to get, and give some climax or cliffhanger, whatsoever bullshit called. So they kill Val, And they think I'm gonna love this next part of the story. Bro, since the second part of this game, I don't care so much about it. So, even if Ward is dead, my feelings will never change about you, Guerrilla Games. You fucked up, now you pay the price. That's it. Don't play with your fan feelings.
That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals.
Che.
This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Che.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do.
Oui.
And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream.
Well,
I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regala and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me.
that's Commander Zavala, no doubt about it.
You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
Yeah, but he's dead.
So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
Okay, cool.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the
My
canvas
Gerard
clean
doing
than
this?
work around
Nah, I
the
don't think
smudges.
so.
No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
Don't involve Gerard like this.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning. A touchy subject in those days.
And still the case.
Because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine
genre
the
robotique,
next
hein, c'est tendu.
an
Surtout les
AI-driven
IA.
system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
Okay.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus.
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down
Why every
machines?
Jedi in video games
That's the
or
one thing I
manga
haven't been able
are
to figure
evil?
out,
What the?
but however he did it,
Oh.
I'm quite certain it will work.
It's annoying.
With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Just an idiot like an idiot to idiots.
Regala's only interested in killing Hikaru and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zeniths?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hikaru.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tenakth are cut down outside. What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits.
Is something? Mais no.
In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation. A passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
I see.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all its
You're not gonna
functions,
put it
including
in a
Hephaestus.
black section or whatsoever. I can't see. Non? Ok, fuck you. On voit que dalle de la structure. Putain, ils peuvent pas faire un effort là-dessus aussi. Un plateau noir, je sais pas, par exemple, pour faire ressortir, non? Putain, même ça, ils n'arrivent pas à le faire, ça craint.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger. So what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Héphaïstos with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task.
Ça en est, oui, lost Gaia. Ok,
They will compel
nice.
her if need be.
Donc on a perdu Gaia au
But
passage,
her life
c'est
is not
génial.
in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine.
Stop, Gerard! Damn it!
They always viewed me with
Leave
suspicion
him
when
alone.
I attempted any form of kindness towards her.
Oh.
That's why I created the data
I
channel.
can change his name.
A virtual place where we could speak in
The bad
peace.
guy inside.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him.
Just an old man
The
thinking
channel
the world
allows
is
me to
his.
interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yeah.
Yes. Though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
Well, she felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value.
Yeah.
Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Yeah!
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation.
Okay.
After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed.
Did you say French bravo?
Hunt. I wasn't so sure.
Like,
When
congratulations.
the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of
I
you.
mean, she's near to France.
That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. as I watched your life unfold.
I guess she's French.
You were like a splash of color on a worn
J'ai l'impression qu'elle est
canvas.
française.
What Liz was,
Son visage
and
correspond
more.
bien.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful?
If you like.
Yeah, she's definitely a French position.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Where are you from?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
Say it.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
It was exactly like this.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days.
That's a good one.
But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
That's definitely French. Spy, delicacy, detecting of fake masterpiece. Yeah, it's French. Definitely. Because there are a lot of people like this who are doing expertise in Paris. The most famous people are in Paris for detecting if any painting or whatsoever is fake or not. They are just amazing. Even in Italy too.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful.
Like now,
By the time I
only for the
finally
rich
figured it out,
and the
the
poor
walls
people
were
can
closing,
die.
Pharaoh's machines were
Fuck
devouring
this
the
country.
earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a birth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
Zorodan project.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
help you, of course.
Yeah?
To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Farzenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
This actual one was not a chance. I can tell you clearly. If human doesn't change, if nuclear weapon is not deactivated definitely, that's not a chance. If army is not suppressed, that's not a chance at all. This is the only way to eradicate all of this and have a good future.
First Varl, now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
Okay, what the hell is this? She's tortured. Elle est en train de se faire torturer.
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Héphaïstos will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra projection for long. Oh. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Then I think it can be done.
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Sylens' army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Sylens' only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later.
Frustrationized.
But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regalla's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenakth. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regalla's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When. Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Il est chaud. So where am I? This place? By the way, the surprise is out. Enjoy it. Another one. Damn, I saw it. Okay, so now we have a plan. We know how to defeat those shields. We lost comrades. Again. That's so annoying. I'm gonna take a little pause, just 5-10 minutes, and I'll be back just after, because, you know, I need to rest a bit. YouTube, j'espère que t'as bien passé la VOD. Bon, évidemment, Guerilla nous fait toujours des combats bien chiants, même si on est en mode ultra hard, comment dire, au niveau créativité, c'est vraiment pas terrible du tout. Je m'attendais à quelque chose vraiment de bien mieux que juste des mobs que je croise à droite à gauche, quelque chose d'original, et au final on se retrouve avec un massacre épine qui était juste sur une île qu'on a déjà croisée, donc ça devient un peu ridicule au niveau scénario. Bref, on continuera ça sur la prochaine VOD, et j'espère que tu seras là pour regarder. Little break, and I'll be back.